8 seconds.
This was the first scramble. This was a 1.01. On red, I saw you could do 4 moves into this EG1 case, and you can actually cancel into one of the algos I used for this. And the other thing I noticed was on white, you can do 3 moves into this not very good EG2 case, or you could make it 5 or 6 moves, and then you get a nice PBL case. But I think it ended up being better to just do the solution on red by just holding it here and doing U2, R2, U prime, R prime, F, R, U prime, R2, F prime, R, U prime.
8 seconds.
This was the first scramble. This solve was a 0.96. On yellow, I saw you could do 3 moves into this CLL case, and it's actually pretty good because you can cancel into it. I also looked on red and saw you could do 2 moves into this not that good TCLL case. And then the other thing I saw was on blue, you could make a 5-move EG2 face, but you don't get a good case, or you could also do it a few other ways, but it didn't end up working out too great. So eventually what I did was on yellow, I saw you could do R prime U2 R prime, but then instead you can cancel by doing R prime U R prime to start it. But instead of doing that, I actually held it like this and did like an R3 because it flowed better from the angle, and then I finished with U R prime U R U prime R prime F R prime F prime R2 U R prime U.
8 seconds. 12 seconds.
This was the third scramble. This was a 2.44. On white, I saw that you could do like an F prime, and then you could get a pretty good setup to make like a CLL there. But I didn't end up checking that too much, so what I ended up doing was on green, you can do 3 moves into this EG1 case, and you can cancel into it by, when you had it here, you can just do F prime, U prime, F, R, U2, R, U prime, R2, F. But I just locked up a lot, so it wasn't a good solve.
8 seconds. 12 seconds.
This was the fourth scramble. This was a 0.94. On red, I saw you could do 3 moves into this nice TCLL case, and you could just finish by doing U2 and just doing the alg, and you'd have no AF at the end. The other things that I noticed on that scramble were on white, you could either do 3 moves to this TCLL case, or you could do 4 moves into this nice TCLL case. But I didn't end up using that instant specking on this solve, so I eventually just decided to do was just hold it here and do LU, L prime, U2, F prime, RU, R2, F prime, R.
8 seconds. 12 seconds.
This was the fifth scramble. This solve was a 0.80. I saw that on blue you could cancel into an anti-CLL by holding it here and doing like R2, F prime, R, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, F, and then you just have like R2, B2, R2. But that ended up not being too great. I also looked on white and saw you could do 4 moves into this EG1 case and you couldn't cancel into it. But what I ended up going with was, I saw on orange you could do 2 moves to this TCLL case, which is a nice case. The way I ended up holding it was here I just did U, R, U prime, and then just finished with R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R.